Hagane is one of my favorite games on the Super Nintendo Entertainment System. If you haven't heard of it, it's a little-known action platforming game starring a robotic ninja published by Red Entertainment and developed by a team named Cap Productions. If you haven't heard of Cap Productions before, they mostly developed Japan-only shoot-'em-ups on consoles like the PC Engine. If you came across the game through emulation like I did, you probably played it without the manual. You may have also stumbled across the sheer ridiculous number of abilities you have by accident. There are multiple weapons in Hagane, a double jump, a wall jump, and 3 special moves that can be used by pressing the attack button at the end of a dodge. Most reviews I've read of Hagane write off the extra abilities and weapons as having too much variety for a 2D platformer. That sheer amount of variety is what makes Hagane endearing. While you may not need all of those abilities, the game kind of likes to throw everything it can at you at once. If you can master how to use all of your abilities and weapons, the game becomes more rewarding to play as it greatly opens up. You can actually probably see that in the footage here. Hagane won't look like this the first time you play it. It's a very difficult game, and not really meant to be brute forced through with save states. Most reviews and things I've read about Hagane online come off from the perspective of people that sound like that's what they tried to do. They approached a game like this as something that needed to be brute forced so they could see everything in it. Hagane is definitely an older experience where you're supposed to die and restart multiple times until you get your bearings. As I've gotten older and played more games on a wider variety of consoles, I've often come back to Hagane feeling like it almost doesn't fit on the Super Nintendo Entertainment System. Like it almost belongs more on a system like the PC Engine or the TurboGrafx. It's a very dark and foreboding action-adventure game, and I think it's still worth your time in 2018 because of that. If you've mastered most of the 16-bit Contra games, or you're just sick of Shinobi 3 Return of the Ninja Master after beating it a dozen times, you might consider giving Hagane a chance. It won't revolutionize the way you look at 16-bit action games, but I feel like you'll have a good time. This has been Simply Hagane. From DeepHell.com, Merry Christmas, and thanks for your time.